A convicted, diagnosed pedophile with 2 decades of offenses against children under his belt was released this summer in Edmonton, and so the activists with People vs. Predators are stepping up to warn the community of the monster amongst them. Curtis Poburan has been committing crimes against children for the better part of the last 20 years in Edmonton, Alberta, and yet he's out on bail right now, free, while he awaits trial for a new offense. Poburan is a diagnosed pedophile with a history of offenses against male children who has been known to attempt to lure boys from parks and public areas. He's brazen. He has been convicted of committing crimes all across the city. So the citizen activists with People vs. Predators gave up their weekend to inform the community. Friday evening, they held a community awareness barbecue where they fed 150 people at the West Edmonton skatepark, where Poburan is alleged to have committed an offense this July after being released in June. That skate park is right next door to a busy spray park. It's right behind a high school with adjacent sports fields. And Sunday afternoon, People vs. Predators were in Edmonton's River Valley in the Mill Creek area, where Poburan once tried to lure children to some of the more secluded areas of Mill Creek Park. Now, I caught up with Sherry Easton and her fiancé, Mike Mayer, with People vs. Predators at Mill Creek Park to get the lowdown on Curtis Poburan, what they're going to do about the fact that he's free, and the community reception to People vs. Predators work. Just watch.
Sherry, who's the bad guy today?
Today we are here dealing with Curtis Poburan. So we're at the River Valley. We're right near the outdoor water park here.
And it's Curtis Poburan. He's got quite a history. Why don't you give us a brief Coles Notes version of what you could find out?
So just based on a quick Google search of his name, we found out he's been offending in Edmonton since 1992. Several offenses, so 92, 97, 2001, 2 in 2014. He was released in 2017, offended again twice in 2020. He's been in the River Valley. He's been in the west side, Collingwood Park. There's another park near there as well. Last we heard, he was released on bail in McConaughey area. So again, lots of schools, lots of parks around that area. This guy goes to extreme lengths to try and lure children. It seems his demographic is between 8 and 12-year-old boys. So he's done everything from work as an ice cream truck driver to pose as a child photographer. He's been found with items that resemble that of a police officer's. He's used BB guns and pellet guns to try and lure boys right here in this park into the bushes and stuff to try and get them away. He's stalked children from the libraries, you name it. So this guy's a huge problem.
So you have 2 petitions today, not just your usual one for bail revocation. Tell us about them.
Yeah, so we have 2 today. So we have the typical bail revocation one that we have here, which is the 2 grounds that we've been using for most of our predators. So the secondary grounds, which is the grounds, the fact that there's a likelihood he will reoffend again. And then the tertiary grounds, so the community concern, lack of faith in the judicial system, if he were to remain on bail, which there certainly is. And then we also have the dangerous offenders designation. So the dangerous offenders designation, he actually qualified for all of the grounds in that application as of 2001, and he's offended several times since then. So we really want to push the Crown Attorney to go forward with this application this time. The bail revocation is going to put him back in jail, and then the dangerous offenders designation, that's going to keep him there for a really long time. Based on the Google searches that I've done, it doesn't look like he's served more than 2 years for any of his convictions, and he's breached multiple times as well. So there's definitely a huge concern with him being out in the general public and getting re-released again back into the general public, because we have no idea what community he's going to end up in this time.
Now, I've been here for about an hour. I'm watching you collect signatures. What's the community response? From what it seems to me, a lot of people are still not aware of who he is and what he's done in this very park.
Yeah, so we're definitely getting a lot of people that aren't aware. I'm actually surprised we're getting a few people that have heard of him. So this is probably one of the first predators where we've actually had the most awareness of. We actually had one gentleman refer to him as the local famous predator. He said, if you guys lock him up, who are we going to follow now? Because they've been watching this guy for a long time, but majority of people have no clue that this guy's offended in this park here. They have no clue that he's currently on bail in Edmonton. They have no idea that he's been offending since 1992. And even the ones that have seen his pictures in recent releases and recent news reports had no idea that he's been offending since 1992, that he is a repeat offender. He is a diagnosed pedophile. He was sent for a psych eval back in 2014. This guy has some serious issues.
So what's next? Are you going to other parks, other places where you know that he is offended or where he might be?
Yeah, so we're kind of going all over the city with this guy. Normally we would do a community petition, which would be based in the area that he's offended in. But because he's offended in so many areas, this is basically turned into a citywide petition for him. So basically anyone who's lived in Edmonton between 1992 and 2020 and is over the age of 18, I say would qualify to sign these petitions. So today we're in the River Valley. Yesterday we were in McConaughey area. We're planning on going back to McConaughey area again sometime this week. I'm thinking Tuesday night, and next weekend we're planning on going to Mill Woods. So we're still trying to figure out the exact location there, but we're kind of going all over the place. We want to hit as many people as possible and make as many people aware.
So how do people find out where exactly you're going to be? Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interest in people wanting to sign the petition and secondarily support the work that you do.
Yeah, so we do have our Facebook page, People vs. Predators PVP. We also do have a website as well, peopleversuspredators.ca. But on our Facebook page, we are definitely updating everybody, giving them at least 24 hours notice of where we're going to be located. And then once we get on scene, we're doing live videos, we're sending photos, we're pictures, sending other videos, letting people know, okay, we're here, this is what time we're here till, this is where we're stationed, this is what our setup looks like, come and find us. We're trying to interact with as many people as we can that are going by, and so far the response has been very great. So
now Sherry and Mike tell me that they have been overwhelmed with support from the public and from rebels who are cheering for them and looking for ways to support the work they do. And Sherry and Mike have their work cut out for them because the coronavirus pandemic is making it easier than ever for dangerous predators like Curtis Poburan to be out on bail. The system is keeping the predator safe while the government is doing its best to keep us all on house arrest. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. The mainstream media has painted People vs. Predators as a bunch of vigilantes, but as you can see from our coverage of them, they're anything but. To help us continue to tell the other side of the story, the full story, to bring you the truth, please go to helprebelnews.com.